More than $3.5 trillion in cash lies dormant in checking accounts across the US, earning nearly nothing. Meanwhile, high-yield alternatives offer 4 to 6% returns. This oversight costs billions each year due to hesitance and mismanagement of cash. If you maintain a hefty balance just in case, you're incurring a hidden tax in lost interest, money that could fund a vacation, your child's education, or a startup's runway. The dilemma is clear. You crave immediate access for emergencies, but you also want your money to generate returns. Banks thrive on this struggle while offering minimal interest. Fortunately, you can resolve this issue in just 1 hour by using an AI-driven cash flow system. This smart system will evaluate daily how much cash should remain liquid and how much can be directed toward higher yield, low-risk investments, allowing you to retain liquidity while earning 4 to 6% on the rest. Let's embark on this journey step by step. First, identify your true liquidity floor using data. Analyze your transaction history from the past 12 months, determining your highest 30-day outflow. Add a 20% safety margin to that amount. For instance, if your maximum 30-day spending was $8,000, your liquidity floor will be $9,600. Keep this sum readily accessible, treating it as your financial cushion. You might be surprised how often people maintain 2-3 times their actual needs, resulting in thousands left unutilized. Next, enhance the resting place for your cash. Transition it into a top-tier high-yield savings or cash management account linked to short-duration treasuries or money market funds. In today's financial landscape, these accounts often yield 4 to 5% APY while providing same or next-day liquidity. By making this switch, a $10,000 investment could generate approximately $400 to $500 annually without changing your spending habits. Ensure accounts are covered by FDIC or SIPC insurance. For deposits, look for FDIC coverage up to $250,000 per depositor per bank. For cash sweeps and money market funds, understand SIPC coverage protects against brokerage failure, not market losses, and the underlying fund generally invests in government securities with minimal credit risk. Aim for instant transfer capability and no transfer fees, with bonus points for accounts that support automated sweeps. Third, automate a 3-6-month Treasury bill ladder for surplus cash. Create a sequence of Treasury bills maturing in 4, 8, 13, 17, and 26 weeks, ensuring a part of your cash is available every 2 to 4 weeks. This approach sustains ongoing liquidity while providing historically competitive yields in the 4 to 6% range when short-term rates are high. Activate auto roll so that your funds reinvest unless you withdraw them. For example, allocate $30,000 across 6 rungs, placing $5,000 at each level. Every 2 weeks, $5,000 matures, delivering a steady paycheck of liquidity while the remainder continues to earn. To access funds, simply pause the next auto roll and let the nearest rung mature. Also, consider that Treasuries often offer state tax advantages, increasing after-tax yield for many US investors. Fourth, implement an AI cash forecaster to establish dynamic sweep protocols. Link your bank and card accounts to an AI-driven cash flow tool that adapts to your inflows, bill payments, and seasonal trends. Set boundaries. If the projected 14-day cash balance drops within 10% of the liquidity floor, pause sweeps. If the projected 30-day surplus exceeds $2,500, sweep the excess nightly. The AI will operate daily, recalibrating how much to preserve in your instant access reserve and how much to funnel into higher yield accounts. Over time, it will identify patterns such as quarterly insurance fees or annual vacations, allocating cash without your intervention. Fifth, utilize tiered yield buckets with distinct service level agreements, SLAs. Establish 3 categories. Immediate, for same-day access, yielding approximately 4 to 5% APY. Near-term, weekly liquidity via T-bill ladder, yielding around 4 to 6% equivalent. And opportunistic, 30-90-day lockups as suitable, such as low-duration, ultra-short bond ETFs. Your guidelines should dictate payroll, rent, and groceries draw solely from the immediate bucket. Irregular expenses pull from the nearest T-bill maturity. true emergencies can be managed by liquidating the nearest maturity or halting auto rolls. The goal is not to chase an additional 0.2%, but to align yield with cash availability. If a provider offers automated tiering, enable it. If not, recreate it with 2 accounts and a brokerage ladder. Sixth, minimize cash drag with intelligent routing and fee management. Direct incoming paychecks and transfers to the high-yield bucket initially, avoiding low-interest checking accounts. Ensure a just-in-time checking balance by automatically transferring funds needed for impending expenses based on the AI's schedule. Steer clear of accounts with transfer limits that could delay access or fees that diminish yield. Ideally, your high-yield savings allows for instant transfers to checking within the same bank. If that isn't possible, synchronize due dates with expected maturity dates to mitigate same-day transfer risks. Seventh, analyze the potential gains to stay motivated. If you currently hold $25,000 in checking at nearly 0%, shift $10,000 to a 4.5% APY instant access account and $15,000 into a 6-month T-bill ladder averaging 5.2%. Annually, that equates to approximately $450 from the first bucket and $780 from the second, totaling $1,230 gained. Extend this to $75,000 of unutilized cash, resulting in around $3,690 yearly. Over 5 years, assuming interest rates remain stable, that could yield $18,450 before compounding. That money could purchase a used car, fund a year of daycare, or launch a side business. Eighth, manage risk with 4 straightforward rules. First, never compromise on emergency accessibility. Keep at least 1 month's expenses in same-day liquid assets. Second, prioritize government money market funds or direct treasuries for surplus cash. Avoid long-duration or lower credit instruments just to earn an additional 0.3%. Third, confirm protections, FDIC for deposits, SIPC for brokerage, and disclosures for money market fund holdings. Fourth, conduct a weekly review. AI is effective, but a quick human examination can spot anomalies such as unexpected medical bills or bonus payments altering sweep logic. Now, let's transform this knowledge into a practical action plan you can implement today. Step 1. Analyze your finances. Export the last year's transactions, calculate your highest 30-day expenditure, establish your liquidity floor, and set the buffer. Jot down the final number. This will be your non-negotiable liquidity baseline. Step 2. Find or open a high-yield account enabling same-day access that matches your immediate bucket. Deposit your liquidity floor there and connect it to your checking for instant transfers. Activate alerts for when your balance drops below 110% of the floor. Step 3. Create a brokerage account that features auto-roll Treasury bills. Design a 6-rung ladder spanning 4 26 weeks with your surplus cash. Activate auto-roll and set calendar reminders for maturity dates, even with auto-roll active, so you can pause if an expense looms. Step 4. Link an AI cash flow application to your accounts. Switch on daily forecasts, bill detection, and sweeping protocols. Start conservatively. Sweep only when the projected surplus surpasses your floor by at least 25% over 30 days. As the system learns your patterns over 2-3 billing cycles, you can adjust thresholds. Step 5. Automate cash routing. Redirect salary deposits to your high-yield bucket as the default. Schedule weekly transfers to checking equal to next week's bills plus a small buffer. This alone will help prevent excess cash buildup. Step 6. Conduct monthly audits and make adjustments. Compare projected versus actual outflows. Revise your liquidity floor if life circumstances change, new rent, childcare, or increased car payments, and tweak sweep protocols accordingly. If rates shift, rebalance between immediate and T-bill allocations to keep maturities aligned with upcoming needs. Let's address 3 common concerns. What if rates decline? Short duration ladders adjust swiftly. As rungs mature, they reprice at the new yield. You're never locked in for long, and your immediate bucket remains competitive. If yields dip below your high-yield savings rate, you can favor the immediate bucket without liquidity strain. What if I need cash urgently? This is precisely why tiering exists. Immediate funds take care of urgent needs. Should you require more, the next T-bill maturity is only days away. In a true emergency, you can liquidate a T-bill ahead of maturity with minimal price repercussions due to its brief duration. Isn't this overly complex? The AI efficiently handles the daily calculations. Your task is to outline the rules once and audit monthly. Visualize it as a thermostat for cash, set your comfort range, and it ensures you stay within it. Here's a practical illustration for clarity. Your monthly after-tax income is $8,000 and your highest 30-day expenditure last year reached $6,500. By adding 20%, your liquidity floor becomes $7,800. Place $8,000 into your immediate bucket while keeping $22,000 in reserve. Direct $20,000 into a 6-rung T-bill ladder with 3,133s at each rung. At an average rate of 5%, you'd earn about $1,000 yearly in interest. Your AI guidelines. If the 30-day projected surplus exceeds $2,500, transfer funds to the ladder. If the 14-day forecast drops below the floor plus 10%, pause sweeps. Your checking account should consistently reflect only the upcoming week's bills plus 300. You've maintained immediate access, increased earnings, and alleviated the anxiety of idle cash. To maximize your results further, select a bank that allows weekend and holiday transfers to minimize timing risk. Align credit card due dates to cluster just after T-bill maturities, ensuring maturities can directly cover expenses. If you operate a side business, manage separate ladders for business and personal finances. Business cash flow fluctuates, demanding a higher liquidity floor for payroll and taxes. For substantial cash holdings, explore multi-bank sweep networks to amplify FDIC safety by diversifying deposits. Lastly, prevent perfection from hindering action. Transitioning from 0% to 4% on half your idle cash is a significant win can achieve immediately. Then consider adding the ladder, followed by the AI system. Each step adds yield without complicating your life. If you're seeking more thorough, data-driven methods to convert sluggish cash into active capital without losing sleep, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this with friends who keep large balances in checking accounts thinking it's safer there. Let's ensure your money works hard for you every day.